he may not agree with our team here at the CFL.ca's assessment in terms of the power rankings. And I need to say, don't come at me and Henoc, because we had nothing to do with it. At number 9, the Calgary Stampeders. At number 8,
Hamilton
the
Tiger
Hamilton
Cats.
Tiger Cats. We all are huge Simone Lawrence fans, evidently. At number 7, the Ottawa Red Blacks. Number 6, the Edmonton Elks. Number 5, Toronto Argonauts. Number 4, and maybe they're just huge Henoc Muamba fans. Henoc actually likes that one. Number 4, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 3, BC Lions. 2, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And number 1, there will be no Grey Cup speech about being disrespected in the power rankings by Cody Fajardo, as the Montreal Alouettes go from 9 a year ago to 1 this year. I got some questions.
Talk to me.
But Producer Pete, do you want to defend what it is that we just read?
I'm going to let you guys go at these power rankings first. And then if there's anything that you say that I don't necessarily agree with, how about then I give you my opinion? Since you do get paid to do the podcast.
So you're ducking the smoke is what I
Absolutely is ducking the smoke.
I don't understand how the Toronto Argonauts are 5. They were number 1 essentially for the balance of the year last year. They lost 1 game to Montreal. And granted, Montreal went on to win the most important game, the Grey Cup. They lost a lot in free agency. I get it. But to drop from number 1, consensus essentially, to middle of the pack, to me that seems bizarre.
You agree that they should have dropped, or you don't agree that they should?
They should have dropped, but not to 5.
Agreed. I definitely agree the drop because of the changes that are going to be in the locker room, not just player-wise, who literally went down to QEW. I think that's going to have an impact in that matchup as well. But we talked at length about Corey Mace leaving as a defensive coordinator. I think that will take a little bit of time to kind of reestablish that system defensively speaking. So I kind of see what Producer Pete and the gang were thinking when they did that.
Okay. Damn, you sure switched up.
I didn't switch up. I'm just being honest.
This guy was Mr. Argo. He puts in his retirement papers.
You just can't win in
all
this
of a sudden.
You can't win on this podcast, Producer Pete.
You're telling me?
You can't win on this podcast. When I say, hey, Toronto Argos should be number 1, really, of course, because you wear the double blue. And when I come here and I say my opinion, honestly speaking, and I agree with it, oh, this guy switched up. I'm just going to state my opinion and live with it.
No, I get it. Listen, no, I get it. When you leave, you don't want your ex to do better after you leave. So I get it. I understand. I get it. Listen, evidently, like you, the Power Rankings group are huge Corey Mace fans because Saskatchewan, a team who missed the playoffs, is 4. Here's my biggest question. We said last week in terms of the odds, we like Saskatchewan. We think they're going to make improvement. They should have increased post-free agency. I don't know if they should be this high, however, in relation to Toronto. But you mentioned, okay, the Argos, they lost a lot of guys. Hamilton scooped up some of their guys. Hamilton's 8. So if I'm using the methodology of the Argos are worse because they lost some key guys to the Tiger Cats, well, the Tiger Cats are 8. The Tiger Cats are lower in this ranking than they were at the end of last year. Basically, what the CFL way too early power rankings group said, we don't rate the East because of the top 4. There is one team who is from the East. Granted, they are 1 and they are the Grey Cup champions, but you have Winnipeg, BC, and Saskatchewan above anybody else coming out of the East.
Listen, I'm just stating the fact that there's been a lot of changes, and whenever there's a lot of changes,
what's the biggest change
in Toronto?
Yeah,
I mean, aside from me leaving. No, but I'm talking about again. The Toronto Argonauts, let's be real, let's be fair. The last 3 years, not because I played there, but the defense has played a huge role in taking them as far as they have.
The beautiful thing about this is at this point of the year, everybody's an expert. So you let us know who you like in the CFL way too early power rankings. Get in the comments on IG. They're already getting a little spicy. Anything you want to bring up relative to the votes to defend their honor that we didn't touch on?
I would like to say, because you guys gave the panel trouble for having Hamilton too low, that I had Hamilton at 5 for all the defensive pieces they picked up from Toronto.
Where did you have Toronto?
6.
Oh my!
Did we talk before this podcast about this?
We didn't.
All right.
Just being realistic.
Okay.
I'm not definitively saying that Hamilton is better. I'm saying that it is a great conversation to have between
you are
who is
saying
on top.
Hamilton's
No,
better.
absolutely not. This is, again, what does it say on top of that list? The way too early power rankings. And this is the perfect time to have that conversation.
Sweet.
But you are saying that Toronto Argonauts are in the top 3. So who in the 1, 2, 3 are you taking out? Is what we need to hear from you, DB.
Well, no. I said Toronto.
Whoa. We're backpedaling here.
No.
We're backpedaling.
I
Producer
clearly
Pete, I hear
know.
some stutters
If you
now.
listen, I said they should be higher than 5, would be top 4, number 1, and 2, that they should be higher than Hamilton. So yes, I'm taking Saskatchewan out of the top 4.
All right, I thought you said 1, 2, 3. I thought you said top 3, but we'll take that.
I'm gonna come with Donovan's definitive
Bookmark
power
this,
rankings
Producer Pete.
next week. Yes, bookmark.
No,
this.
it's a segment next week.
Well, I want the segment at the end of the regular season when you guys look foolish for putting Hamilton over Toronto and putting.
You know what's going to
5.
happen, Producer Pete? He'll say, well, I was wrong. Bookmark that too. This is exactly what he's going to say.
Who's going to say I was wrong?
You definitely will.
Either way, we're keeping receipts from this episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unless I change my mind after the draft.